Hi, welcome back to my eBay Workbench. It's Monday, May 5th, and we just have 2 orders to pack today. So pretty slow day for Monday, but we did have a pretty good day yesterday. We had 9 orders yesterday. It didn't add up to a whole lot because we had one order where the cost of goods was pretty upside down compared to the cost I sold it for. But that was a personal item that I just needed to recoup some of the money I spent on it, so it's no big deal. Okay, so yesterday we had 9 orders. Like I said, I'm going to add those to the tally board for Sunday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That really pushes Sunday up a little bit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 28 compared to, I think, Tuesday is probably the highest day right now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 32, 15, 20, 25, 29. So it's catching up to Thursday and Friday for sure, which I thought were going to be the best days. So this is just best sale days, the number of sales on any given weekday. So we're trying to figure out which day of the week gets the most sales. So right now, like I said, we just have 2 orders. Currently adds up to about just over $60. After we do shipping, it's going to be a little less than that. It's only 8:30 right now, so we do have a chance to get some more sales before the day is over. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk about returns and refunds. So I've been mentioning it in the last few days that I've been getting that these return requests usually seem to come in waves, and just in the last week I got 4 return requests, and all 3 of them, the first 3 of them were definitely just buyer's remorse requests, and then the 4th one is like it was a for parts or for repair order. That was listed that way, but I forgot to change my return policy on that. So the person received these items which were never expected to work, found out that they didn't work, and then wanted to send them back. So I would say that's a sort of a 50-50 blame on that between me and the buyer. But these first 3 were definitely just returns because they didn't like the item, or they bought something that they didn't want, or they bought something by accident. So the first 2, so typically if it's a buyer's remorse return request, eBay allows you to, so I offer free returns. That means I pay for the shipping label to have the item returned back to me. If the reason they're returning it is something that I did wrong, then I also I return them the amount that they paid for the item, and I return them the amount that they paid to get the item shipped to them. If it is a buyer's remorse return request, eBay gives you the option to keep that original shipping and only refund the cost of the item itself. So the first 2 that I got back were, all 3 of them, the reason they sent it back was I just didn't like it, which is one of the drop-down choices you can choose. When you're requesting a refund, you can say, here's the reasons why I want to send it back, and there's a whole list of them. One of them is I just didn't like it. That's considered buyer's remorse, and that gives me the opportunity to keep that original shipping. So the first 2 orders that went without a hitch, I've refunded them the money that they paid for the item, and I kept the money that they paid to ship that item to them. They didn't have to pay anything to get it shipped back to me. That's what's considered free returns. So the 3rd one, I just got back this evening. I opened it up and it was fine. There's nothing wrong with this item. So I was going to send the refund, and when I went to do it, I was not given that option to keep the original shipping. Now usually there's just a button, there's just a little switch there that you say refund the original shipping or don't refund the original shipping. So they give you the option if you want to give it back, if you just want to be a really good person and let that money go out the window for just so that somebody could receive something, keep it for one day, and then send it right back to you. If you want to pay for all of it, that's up to you. I don't feel like that's my responsibility. If someone has purchased something, on accident. That's not my fault. It shouldn't cost me money. So in this case, the one that came back today, it's going to cost me probably somewhere around $17 by the time I've paid for the shipping label to get there, the shipping label to come back. It's at least $17. I haven't looked into it. It could be more. I think the shipping label to get there, I think it was $11. So I could have just lost $22 on this return just because the person ordered something by mistake. That doesn't feel right to me. And it was not that way 2 days ago when I did 2 other returns. So if anybody out there has any insight, did eBay change their return policy in the last 2 days and I wasn't aware of it? Is there some other reason why I wasn't able to keep that original shipping? Maybe I did something wrong. I don't think so, but maybe I did. So the other thing is that when you're a top rated seller, which means you just have high metrics of not making a lot of mistakes, not getting not having a lot of things out of stock when you order them. I mean, when people order them, not getting a lot of late deliveries, that kind of stuff. You could become top-rated seller. And I think it might also involve, selling a certain amount of stuff in a year or in a month or something. I'm not exactly sure. But then if you offer free returns, free 30-day returns, and same day or next day shipping, you can become, your listings can have a little label on them that say top seller rated plus. So for any listings like that, you're able to deduct a certain amount of money if somebody sends you something back and they send it back in different condition than what you sent it to them. So let's say you send somebody a brand new sealed toaster oven, and they get it, they open it up, they cook some toast in it, and then they say, this doesn't toast to my satisfaction, I want to send it back. So once you get it back, you can't sell that item as new anymore. It has drastically dropped in value because it was brand new in the box, now it is not, now it's used. So eBay allows you in that kind of a situation to keep as much of the cost of the item as you want to, up to 50% if you are a top rated seller. I was not given that option on this return today either, and there was no reason for me to use that option, but I was not even offered the choice if I wanted to keep some of that refund. So I don't know if something has changed with eBay's refund policy or returns policy, or if I'm just doing something wrong. So if anybody has any insight into that, please let me know. I'll be looking at the comments. I'm sure there's some eBay sellers who will watch this video and will be able to offer some insight. So right now, it's like I said, it's about 8:45 now. So we want to get these 2 orders packed up and ready to go as quickly as possible. I do think we will get more orders before the night is over. I would, you never say for sure, but it seems like we probably will. I'm not too worried about it. The month has started out pretty slow, but I have overreacted to that in the past, and really it's the long haul that matters, not the short-term race. So let's get these 2 orders packed, ready to go, and let's do it right now. Okay, we're back and we're ready to pack. I just noticed a package sitting here that was supposed to go out yesterday, so this might get me another late delivery defect. I usually keep all my packages here, but this one was big and I moved it out of the way and I missed it when it was supposed to go on the porch. I think the way that works is if I printed the label within my window and it arrives to the customer within the window where it says estimated delivery, it should be fine. So I'll put it out tomorrow, and I think it'll get there just fine, and hopefully it won't cause me any more defects on my account. I don't have many, I'm a pretty conscientious seller. I think I've only had 2 in my career. I've only had 2 out of stock defects, and one of those was something that I dropped while I was packing it, and I canceled the order before I reached out to the customer, and then they wanted it anyway even though it was broken, so that was a mistake. that's a lesson learned. If I break something, tell the buyer first and then cancel the order, because this buyer was still happy to get that item even though I had broken it. I'm not sure what their plan was for it, but they still needed it. So let's get this eBay app open. That's not it. Oh shoot, come on. Okay, eBay app, we'll go to ship now. There's only 2 items, like I said. One of them is $62, $63 order. That's pretty good. Another one is just another one of these books. That's worth about $14, so not the best sale, but not the worst one either. I think it's LR4B. LR4B, it's going to be this one, I'm pretty sure. I've sold several of these Harvard Classics. This is number 35, that's the right one. The other one is going to be LR6CABC. And what is it? Where is it? Should be on this shelf. Could be over here. Sometimes I mix up these. I have mixed up these numbers before, and I certainly did again this time. Okay, lights off. Okay, let's get these things packed up. Should take no time. Keep this video short and sweet tonight. Okay, so like I said, Harvard Classics 5-foot shelf of books. There's I think it was in a set of 35 books. No, 50 books. This one's number 35. That's not it. This is the one I want. So I think it was 50 books in the whole set, and they're like classics. These mostly like real deep classics from Rome and Roman times. This one is called Chronicle and Romance. This is a 1965 edition. So I had maybe 15 or 20 of these. I'm not exactly sure how many from the set. I have sold 4 or 5 of them now, and it looks like they're all going to the same buyer. And it seems like about once a week he's looking around buying another one. So I wish that he could buy them all at once. He would save himself some money on shipping. If he wants the rest of them, he should let me know, and I'll send them all the rest of them I have. I think I got about 16 left, something like that. 15. So this buyer, I have these listed. I paid about $350 a piece for them, and I've been having them listed for $250 a piece. I have them listed for $15.99. He's been sending me $14 offers, and I guess after the first one he realized I was going to accept those $14 offers, so he keeps sending me that amount each time, which is fine. I would rather have 16 for them, obviously, but I'll take $14 on these and get them out of my inventory. When I picked these books up, I thought it was a bad decision, really. I saw them at Unique on, let's say, Friday, probably Friday or Saturday, and I was looking at them. I knew they had some small value, and they're just kind of cool. I don't know. I like books. I like old books. So I thought they were cool, but I couldn't justify it. They would have been $5 a piece ish, maybe even $5.99. And there's no way I could pay $5 for these books that sell for $14 or $15. So I went back on Monday, which is a 50% off day at Unique, and they also have a deal which is buy 4 get the 5th one free. So add those two together, and these books got down to about $2.50 a piece, $2.56 a piece, which is an amount that I can afford to pay for them. So it's not a great turnaround, you know, for even as it is $2.50 into $14. This isn't the kind of sale. This isn't the kind of inventory I'd be jumping up and down, running across town to get. But like I said, I think they're just kind of cool, and I wanted to buy them. Okay, 5. I'm right, Harvard on here. These 13 by 3. And how much does it weigh? Oh, shoot. 2 pounds. It's going to... I should have this guy's initials memorized by now. If he keeps buying these books, maybe I will. Okay, so that one's done. These are going to Texas. All right, this is a locomotion. This is like a model railroad. What do you call it? The controller. There must be other names for this because I don't feel like control is the right term. But anyway, a vintage one. It's still in the box. I'm not going to take it out of there. I think I got this at the Salvation Army. What boxes do I have here? Try this. No. Let's try this. This might be too small. Well, it fits in here. It's pretty tight, but I think it's going to be okay. I like to have a little bit more breathing room around the outside of these items so that I can put more packing paper. But this is going to be just fine, I think. I've been really running low on used boxes. I prefer to use the used ones first and then go to my brand new ones, but in this case it is a $60 sale, $63. So putting it in a brand new box is not uncalled for. And it's just got about a half an inch on each of these ends, so I prefer like an inch and a half or even 2 inches. To fill with packing paper. So this has a little mark from Salvation Army. I don't really fully understand their codes, but it is $12 and probably 99 cents. I wrote on I put in my notes $13, so that's probably $12.99. I don't like when they write directly on the box with a marker like that. I don't really like stickers either. They're very hard to get off, but I would prefer a sticker over this marker. I'm not going to try to... I could probably use something to carefully try to get that Sharpie off of there, but risk damaging the box. And I don't know if this is like a collectible item where the box is just as important as the controller inside there. But I don't want to risk it. I just sell it the way it is. Okay, so I paid $13 for this at the Salvation Army. They're the ones who do those weird symbols that sometimes I have to go find a staff person and ask them, can you explain to me how much this costs? Because I cannot read this handwriting. So they use sort of a code sometimes. Okay, so $13 I paid for it. This was just in January, so just a few months ago. I don't like how much this black marker is showing through my labels. So I was trying to use this gold marker to write on the box. but then I was having a hard time reading my own writing on these boxes. So this is going to be 3 pounds. Yeah, 3 pounds. And it's 11, 9, 7. And it's going to... So I'm going to go back to trying this gold marker and see. This is going to IB. Buyer's initials, IB. The only reason I write that on there is because once I print the shipping labels, there's nothing to indicate which box they go on, so I have to do something. I could put the zip code. I choose the buyer's initials. I could put a lot of different things on there, but this is what I choose to do. Okay, so we'll go to eBay's bulk label purchasing page, which this is an out-of-date version. I thought if I refresh the page it would be fine, but it's not. So they recently have done some updates to the page that make it a little less convenient for me, which you can't really see what the problems are by looking at it, but there were several links that went directly to the bulk label purchasing page, and now none of those links go there anymore. So I had to create my own link, which luckily I was able to do. They let me do that. But I liked it where it was before. Probably in a couple of months I'll forget that it was ever there, but still, sometimes it seems like they make changes just for the sake of making changes. Okay, this is the train. It cost $8.81 to ship it. Let's go straight to the spreadsheet. Put that in here. Oh, come on. $8.81. So that ends up this model train control unit earned us $41.51. So that's a pretty good sale. Okay, Harvard Classics is 2 pounds, 0 ounces, 10, 13 by 11 by 3. This is going to be medium mail almost for sure. Let me just check. I always like to check ground advantage just in case, and for heavier books it does sometimes make a difference, like a considerable difference, to ship ground advantage over medium mail. Medium mail is supposed to be the cheapest, but it isn't always the cheapest. Okay, so that book only earned us $9.16. So total for today is only about $50. $50.67. So not a great sales day so far. If we could get another $100 sale tonight, that'd be great. If we could even get, $10 or $20, I'd be happy to take that. So far we're how many days in? 5 days into May, and our average sales profits for each day is only $62.71. Anytime that number gets below 100, it starts to freak me out a little bit. But we're only 5 days in. We've only had one really good sales day so far. That was $151, which for most, I guess for a lot of sellers, wouldn't be considered a good sales day, but I'm happy with that amount. Okay, let's print these labels. Confirm and pay. So we're probably going to be about a 20-minute video tonight, maybe 25. If this eBay label purchasing doesn't speed up, it could take much longer. Okay, print this. We're still connected to the printer. Print these 2 labels, get them on here, and then we'll be done. So I will request a porch pickup from the USPS. I'll do that right as soon as I turn this camera off, and I'll put these packages out on the porch tomorrow morning without forgetting to include the one that was supposed to be out there this morning. I feel like one day isn't going to cause that much of a problem. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Bye.